Hello students, we are going to start electricity here of class 10. Before starting electricity, we will be studying about the charge. What is a charge? If we study about a charge is basically represented by a small q or capital Q. That does not matter, we will be representing it by Q. Let's consider I have this material, and if I keep this other material or some other particle, and if I see what interactions they are doing. In simple way, we will be seeing that they are not attracting each other, they are not repelling as well each other. But if I take this material and rub with some other material, like consider this is a glass rod and I am rubbing this material with some silk cloth, and now this glass rod is brought in contact with or in nearby to the other material, they will start attracting or repelling each other. That means what is the new in this material now so that it is attracting or repelling? That is charge. That means we can say charge is property of this material due to which it can attract or repel. Otherwise it was not attracting or repelling. Before we rub this material to some other material, because we all know that by rubbing one material to other there is a friction, and due to the friction there is heat which generates, and due to the generation of heat there is the transfer of electrons, transfer of charge, due to which one material becomes positively charged and the other material becomes negatively charged. Now they can attract or repel depending upon the type of charge. We all know that there are two types of charge. First one is positive charge and the second one is negative charge. And the type of charge first described by a scientist which was named Benjamin Franklin. He was the first to describe that there are two types of charges. So basically what I want to deliver is the definition of basic charge. We can say that this is a material and this is again a material or a particle, but they are not interacting with each other at all. But when we rub this material with some other material, and again this material with again some other material, then we brought in contact of each other, then they start attracting or repelling. So this is basically the charge which allows them to attract or repel. So we can say that charge is inherent property of material, inherent property because it comes from inside. We have not added anything from outside. So charge is inherent property of material due to which they can interact or due to which they can attract or repel. Simple. Now there is a field. There is a field which is called electric field. Now let me consider this is a charge capital Q, and now again there is another charge, let it be small q, because maybe its quantity, it has less quantity as compared to capital Q. So now if they are placed at some distance, let's consider small r be the distance between them, and if the small q is placed at smaller distance from capital Q can attract or repel it depending upon the type of charges. But if the distance r is increased, let the distance r be increased to this distance, again they will be attracting or repelling, but the repulsion or attraction force will be less as compared to the previous one. Now again if the distance r is increased to further more distance, or let me increase the distance to some extent that the force between capital Q and small q becomes very less, we can say that it may be negligible force. Under that condition we will be saying that capital Q and small q have no interaction between each other. So in that case we can say that capital Q has some range. Like if I draw a range in this manner, and let capital Q be placed at the center of this circle or sphere in 3D, then capital Q has this range. If any small q charge or capital Q charge or anything which is less than this capital Q, placed outside this sphere, the capital Q will not be attracting or repelling it. So this range of sphere of capital Q is called its field, inside which it can show its effect. So this field is called electric field. This field is called electric field. Electric field is simply a space or area around any charge under which it can attract or repel the other charge, or under which it can show its effect, and outside this sphere it will not be possible for this charge to show its effect because it will be out of its range. Now let's consider we have a small charge small q or q naught. Why it is q naught, we will be explaining this further. Let's consider we have a small charge q naught and it is placed outside the electric field, that is beyond its interaction or beyond its range of reach. It cannot reach to this q naught to interact with it. So anything which is placed beyond the reach or beyond the range, it is called to be placed at infinite. So let's consider a small q charge q naught at placed at infinite. And this is the electric field of this capital Q charge, which may be called source charge because it is the source to create this field. So it may be called source charge. And if I want to place this Q naught, or I want to bring this Q naught charge from infinite to a point P, which is inside the electric field, so that it can interact with that. So if I want to bring that Q naught to this point, so that capital Q or source charge can interact with that, then I will have to do some external work done. We all know that if I need to place from this Q naught charge from infinite to any point P, to displace it from infinite to that point P, I will have to do some external work done. And that external work done divided by this Q naught charge. That means we can say that external work done per unit this test charge will be called potential or electric potential at this point P due to this source charge capital Q. So what is electric potential? Electric potential is nothing but work done in bringing a test charge from infinite to a point P inside the electric field per unit test charge is called potential. And why this is called test charge? Because this was to test whether here at this point is the electric field of source charge is working or not. It was just to check, just to test. So that it is called Q naught and test charge. And it is represented by Q naught because it is taken as small as possible or negligible as possible. Why negligible? So that the test charge, it will also produce its own electric field, but we want to test the electric field of source charge. So if this test charge is considerably has some magnificent some useful amount of electricity, useful amount of charge, and it will also produce its own electric field, and both the electric field will be over each other. So net electric field or net potential will be combined effect of both. But I want to study the electric field or electric potential of only this source charge. So it will be taken as small as possible so that it will not affect the main field of source charge or main potential